Good noon, all of you. Welcome to Gradeup. I am Nikita, your VARC mentor, and we are doing this series called the MAHCET Grammar Capsule. Right? Today we are going to talk about prepositions. Okay, so that's why the session is called Prep for Prepositions. Jai Hind Sanket. Hello Pushkar. Before we proceed, your YouTube schedule as usual, please note it down. We have sessions for you from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. right? And you meet me at 12 p.m. every day on YouTube, right? I hope you've noted it down. You've clicked the picture, taken a screenshot. Okay, and do subscribe to the channel. That goes without saying. Okay, so new series alert. So from today, I'll be starting a new series on the Gradeup app at 5:30 p.m. This is MAHCET Verbal Reasoning. Okay, so an MAHCET series. Become friends with verbal reasoning. So here we'll be talking about these topics like statement assumptions, statement conclusion, strong weak arguments. So those small little topics that trouble you in verbal reasoning, these are the ones that we are going to deal with here. Course of action, etc. Right? And from day after tomorrow, okay, which is Friday, I'll be starting with a series on YouTube. This is again an MAHCET series, but this will be about critical reasoning. So here we'll deal with full-fledged arguments, and we'll learn how to strengthen arguments, how to weaken arguments, how to conclude something from a set of premises that is given to you. That is what we are going to talk about. So two new series, one starting today, one starting day after tomorrow. This one is on the Gradeup app, and this one is on YT. Okay? All right. Good afternoon, Prachi, Varsha. Yes. So let's begin. First of all, we need to understand what a preposition is. Okay. So when I say preposition, do you think they are position words? Position words? Yes. Thank you, Deepthi. Good afternoon. Please do like the session if you find value in it. Yes. So are these position words? That's my question. So usually we see words like before, after, under. These are prepositions. So they must be position words. That's the common conclusion. But no. That is not the case, okay? They can be a lot more than just position words. For instance, something like notwithstanding is a preposition. Notwithstanding. Something like regardless. Something like regarding. These are prepositions and these are not position words. You can see that, right? So, then why is it called a preposition? Pre plus position, positioned before something. So what is it that a preposition is positioned before? Let's see that. So when I say the cat sat, the most common sentence out there, the cat sat under the table, right? So all of us know that the preposition is under, but what is it positioned before? Good afternoon, Mantu. Siddhant, no, you're not late. This is our very first slide. Very good, Deepthi. It is positioned before a noun or a pronoun. It is positioned before a noun or a pronoun. Most of the times, okay, most of the times this is the case that prepositions are positioned before a noun or a pronoun, and their job is that they tell the relationship of this noun or pronoun with the rest of the sentence. ये job है उनका, ठीक है? They tell the relationship of this noun or pronoun with the rest of the sentence. So, this noun or pronoun therefore is called the object of the preposition. Object of the preposition. Okay. So here, as you can see, under the table, under is basically relating table to the rest of the sentence. So that's what prepositions are about. I hope you'll remember this, that there are a lot more than just position words. Okay, so Nikita, what I'm saying is that what a preposition does, उसका job क्या है, उसका job ये है कि उसके बाद जो noun और pronoun आएगा, whatever noun or pronoun comes after it, called the object of the preposition, it talks about the relationship of this noun or pronoun with the rest of the sentence, right? So how is the cat related to the table here? By sitting under it, right? So that's how I'm relating table to the rest of the sentence. I hope this is clear to everybody. Okay, let's see our first question. Okay, so this is something that you know about, the difference between among and between. So I hope there will be no confusions here. Preposition questions, Sachin, so you get sentence correction and error spotting questions, no? So yes, these and also fill in the blank, so they can have errors related to prepositions. I have seen in your previous year papers, in one paper I saw around 3 to 4 questions on prepositions. So yes, they do appear in the exam. Okay, so and in fact, even when you have an error spotting question which has multiple errors, one of the errors could be of preposition, right? So yes. Okay, Deepthi, Pushkar have answered. Okay. All right. Okay, very good. All of you have given the correct answer. Okay, so I was expecting some of you to get trapped here, thinking that these are 3 things. Have we done this earlier? Among and between. So, what is it that we were told in school? That between is used when there are 2 things and among is used for more than 2 things. Right? While this rule is correct, it is a little incomplete. How? Between can be used for more than 2 things also. When those things are distinct. When those things are distinctly mentioned. When their names are distinctly mentioned. When those things are distinctly mentioned. So here I distinctly say, just a second, let me just complete writing this. So I distinctly say fame, peace, love. So when I name them, when I am naming them, I should use between. Okay, so one day she will have to choose among her many desires. Among, why? Because there are many, they are more than 2, and I haven't named those desires. But once I name them distinctly, then I should use between. Right? That's why we never say choose among option A, B, C and D. In your exam, we say choose between option A, B, C and D because I am distinctly naming the options for you. So यहाँ पर between आना चाहिए. Right? I hope you'll remember this important distinction. Okay then. Let's see these prepositions. So basically see prepositions, as I told you, that they arise as a matter of convention, custom. Okay, so sometimes they don't follow a lot of rhyme and reason. So that's why what we are looking at is we're looking at some of the commonly confused prepositions. So I feel that that's the best way to go about learning prepositions. You look at some commonly confused ones and then you solve questions related to prepositions. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, all right. Okay. So I've got D. Okay. Most of you say D. Sachin and Shreyas say E. All right. So the only difference between D and E is this, right? On the platform or at the platform. I'll wait for you on the platform or at the platform. See, It should be at the platform. You wait for someone at the platform. Okay, because we are looking at it as a location. We are looking at it as a location. So I will wait for you at the platform will be better. For instance, if I had said the train, I think this will be a clearer distinction for you. Arrived dash the platform. Right. So here on would be completely incorrect. Here on would be completely incorrect because the train does not arrive on the platform. Right. If it arrived on the platform, where would the passengers go? It arrives at the platform. So this distinction would be clear to you. When I talk about waiting for someone, I am trying to show that this is a location. This is a location, and at is the preposition for location. I hope this makes sense. So I should use at. Absolutely correct. Okay, E is the answer here. So I hope you learned something about at being the preposition of location, in being the preposition of area, on being the preposition of surface. That's the difference between in, on and at. Okay, in is when you look at it, look at something as a three-dimensional area. At a location, on when you look at it as a surface. All right, and then why did I include these two? Because night is an exception. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, but at night. All of us should remember this. Right? I hope this is clear to everybody. Now we can move at our next one. So far we have learned the difference between among and between, and the difference between at, in and on. Okay. Let's see this. You have to find the correct sentence here. Sorry for the disturbance in case you can hear it. Tell me. Okay, all right, okay. 3, 2, 1, what else? Okay. 4, 5, anybody? Nobody says 5. So let me explain all of these. So when I say the dentist will be available between 10 a.m., I should not say to 5 p.m. That is incorrect. Okay. So either I say between 10 and 5. Basically, I should use and here. Let me write it properly. Okay. Or from 10 to 5. From 10 to 5. The subtle difference between these two is that when I say between 10 and 5, that does not include exactly 10 o'clock and exactly 5 o'clock. It excludes those points. And when I say from 10 to 5, that is inclusive of the exact time when clock will strike 10 and when it will strike 5. That's the subtle difference between these two. Okay. So here between and. So one is definitely not correct. Coming to second, even as an adult, I can reach just up to is not one single word. Just up to his waist. Okay, just up to his waist. So here these are two separate words that you need to. Up to is always two different words. Okay, remember that. Then 3. He was killed by a lunatic with a dagger. So very good. Those who have marked 3. Okay, this is an absolutely correct sentence. Why? Because By a lunatic with a dagger. Two prepositions are present here. So whenever someone does something to you, so we say the action was done by that person, the agent of that action, jisne kara wo action. With basically your instrument. What did you use? What instrument, what tool did you use? Okay, so for instruments, tools, we use with as the preposition. So I hope this is clear. By, agent, with, instrument. These are just one of the many uses of by and with. It's not like by is always used just in this case. There's no other case when it can be used. So prepositions are very versatile. Even when you open a dictionary and search by, okay, you'll find so many uses of the preposition by. So they are very versatile that way. I'm just telling you one of the uses. All right. Then coming to fourth. I went to Vaishno Devi by helicopter, not by foot. While by helicopter is absolutely fine, okay, when we talk about our mode of transport, when we talk about our means of transport, we use by. Okay, so I came by bus. I want to highlight that my means of transport was a bus. I came by train. My means of transport this time was a train. So here I am again highlighting my means of transport. That's why by is fine. But what's the problem? This is an idiomatic usage. We always say on foot, not by foot. We always say on foot, not by foot. So अब ये है ही ऐसे. We can't do anything about it. ठीक है? So yes, between and, on foot, and within the confines. Very good. This should be within the confines of the house. Within the confines of the house. When you highlight confines, when you highlight boundaries, no, we use within. The difference between in and within is this only, that while in talks about the area in general, within highlights the presence of boundaries, right? So it should be within and not in, because I've mentioned confines. So I hope this is clear to everybody. Here 3 was the correct sentence, all the others had errors. Thank you, Kathak girl. Chalo, let's do this question then. Error spotting. So here you have to read till here, okay? I'll explain why I've written this these two groups later on. Look at this question and tell me which part is erroneous, which parts are erroneous. Okay, all right. B, C. Okay. E also I've got. All right. E. Okay, so Katagal is asking from where I've done my MBA. I have done BCom Honors and MCom. So I did BCom Honors from SRCC and then I did my MCom from Delhi School of Economics. So no, I didn't go for an MBA. But I have taken CAT multiple times. Of course, you know that. Last year, I secured a 99.54 in verbal ability in CAT. So B, C, E, all right. D. Okay. Okay. Chalo, let's see. I've got a lot of B, C, D and E. That means A. Probably you think A is fine. This combination seems fine. Okay, so I think the most obvious error, for me, the most obvious error in this error spotting, yeah, okay, but should be there. Actually, nothing should be there. This and is not required at all. Okay, Sumit, when I have said though, that automatically shows that they are two contrasting phrases. That I'm going to put two contrasting ideas, whether phrases or clauses, right? Though he was supposed to go there by the 7:30 bus, he ultimately went So there's a comma already. I don't need this and at all. He ultimately went there by my bike. Now, some of you must be thinking by is correct here. We have just seen in the previous question that when we want to talk about our means of transport, we use by. But that is when you want to highlight the means of transport. Here we are talking about a specific bus that this person chose, isn't it? A specific bike, my bike. So here the idea does not seem to highlight कि वो bike से गया, वो bus से नहीं गया. The idea is to also tell you, okay, my bike. Which bus? The 7:30 bus. So specific. When this is the case, then in case of these vehicles, we use on, and in case of these vehicles, we use in. Okay. To go there on the 7:30 bus, he ultimately went there on my bike. Okay, bicycle, bike follows the same rule. So when I talk about a specific bus, 7:30 bus, my bike, in that case we are not highlighting the general mode of transport. अच्छा bus से आया, okay, उसको उस bus पर जाना था. That's the idea that English tries to give you. Okay, so you might be thinking अच्छा bus के ऊपर थोड़ी जाना था. I have just told you that on is the preposition of surface. तो bus के ऊपर बैठ के थोड़ी गया था. Right? This is a very common confusion, and that ways prepositions are a little funny. That's why I told you that sometimes they don't follow much rhyme or reason. Right? So here we do use on for by a specific bicycle, let's say bus, train, ship, plane. Okay, so on that plane. She's on that plane. Right? But for cars, taxis, van, lorry, ambulance, we use in. Okay, so I noted these down for you because I didn't want you to forget any of these. So in that car, in the black car, she's there in that black car. You'll never say on that black car. Okay, so these were the errors here, and that's why I kept these two questions together. Okay, on my bike, absolutely. Via is used for routes. Via is used for routes. So via Chandigarh, that's what we would say, not via my bike. Okay, via is used for routes. So there's a poll in the chat box right now. Let's fill it. Okay. Okay. We'll discuss this. Okay. So what I would suggest, Kunal, right now is that, see, there are a number of colleges. There are good colleges that are accepting MAHCET. But right now, don't worry too much about this aspect. कि कौन सा college लेगा. Right now, just give your best. Basically take one step at a time. That's what I would suggest you. So score the maximum that you can in MAHCET, because see, now we are like today's 25th of August. That means you have been preparing for a while. So just let's say I tell you अच्छा बहुत अच्छे colleges नहीं, will you leave the preparation? No, right? So prepare, give your best shot, and after this we'll have a lot of sessions. After MAHCET we'll have these sessions, which are the good colleges and everything, right? So don't worry about these things right now. That would be my suggestion. Okay. All right. So basically our answer was B, C and D. B, option B. That's the answer. I hope this is clear to you. In case it's not, you can ask me. ठीक है, by, on, in, ये याद रखना है for various vehicles. Now, let's see this one. A fill in the blank question. Okay. Mocks every week. Okay. Let's address this, Sanket. Okay. So I'll address this towards the end of the session. The mock aspect. Okay. B, A, D, C, All right. Nobody says E. A lot of you say B. Okay. Okay, let's see. So, I think A you could eliminate easily. It should have been according to my watch. Even if I'm saying that, okay, I'm telling you the time according to my watch. So 2 is missing here. Eliminate it. Okay. Now, let's see this. E. According to my watch, fine. He lives on Church Street. Okay, we'll see this. Then third, which is 10 minutes on the right of here. Which is 10 minutes on the right of here. Is that correct? Is that a correct expression? On the right of here. No. So I think E was easy to eliminate because of this third blank. While this is also erroneous, but I would eliminate it right away looking at on the right of. Now, B, C and D. On, in, at. These are different, right? So, when we give the name of a street with names of street, let's say if I say he lives dash Church Street, when I'm saying this, it should be in Church Street, not on Church Street. Not on Church Street, because उसका मतलब हो जाएगा कि वो सड़क पर ही रहता है, right? And that would be incorrect. So whenever I give the name of a particular street and I'm talking about somebody living there, it should be in a particular street. In with the names of street, remember this. At when you give the house number also. So I would say he lives at, let's say his house number is 45 Church Street. He lives at 45 Church Street. Okay, if you want to put a comma, some places do put commas in between, some places don't. So he lives at 45 Church Street, at when the house number is there, in when just the street name is there. Okay, so अब मुझे पता चल गया that the answer is this. It is 12:30 p.m. by my watch. When we use by in this sense, we mean according to my watch. Here by means according to, as per my watch. So this is not incorrect. This is not incorrect. It's because of the other prepositions that we have rejected them. And this should be from, which is 10 minutes from here. 10 minutes from here. Not apart from. Apart from means except or in addition to. That would be incorrect. Okay. I hope this is clear to you. And that's why the answer, because of the Church Street, is C. But it's correct, 12:30 by my watch. That means according to my watch. It's you would find this usage. So when I've read novels, when I've read some books, when they tell time, they say, okay, it's so and so time by my watch. Okay, or by this clock if they are looking at a clock at that time. Okay, can you please explain B and C? Okay, the difference between B and C. See, on, when I say he lives on that street, that would literally mean that he is living on the street. They've come on the streets. We say that, no, when someone, let's say, becomes poor again. So they've come on the streets. So on the street would mean वो सड़क पर ही रहता है. No. When we talk about a particular street, जब name दे देते हैं ना, तो हम बोलते हैं in so and so street. Okay? All right. I hope it is clear now. C is the answer. कैसे आ गया? ये भी clear है? ठीक है, चलो बढ़े आगे फिर. Let's proceed. Okay, yes. So I didn't say this till now. If in case you like the session, prepositions are a topic wherein you'll have to learn some things. For instance, it's by so and so watch, by the clock. Then it is on the bus. It is in the car. So you have to learn certain things in prepositions. That's why I made these questions here. In case you feel that, okay, you're learning something new, you can press the like button. Okay, error spotting. So these are different. These two are basically, this is one sentence and this is another sentence. Okay, there could be errors in each of the parts. So yes, according to the options, tell me what should be the answer. Yes, no one marked C. No, Nikita, you said C, right? Okay, so you're asking, Sanket, Preeti, you are saying, can it be at Church Street? Can it be at Church Street? Just a second. Let's go back once. So here, can it be at Church Street? See, if you are looking at it as a location, even at Church Street is fine. It's not incorrect. But on is definitely incorrect when you're talking about someone's address. Right? So at Church Street is absolutely fine. No errors there. Okay? In, at, fine, on, not fine. All right. Let's see. So today you must find that the video quality is better, no? Okay, A, B, C, D. All right. E also, okay. सब कुछ ही आ गया अब तो. A, B, C, D, E. D again. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, A has a very obvious error. So in such cases, in such questions, I always start with the obvious error and then I eliminate. The political disruption is now in full flow. It should be in full flow. So A is erroneous. That means C goes out of the window. Has anybody said C? All right. Nobody has said C. That I hope. Okay, नहीं. एक दो ने C बोला है. इसमें बोला है. No. C can't be the answer. Okay. The political disruption is now in full flow and the tectonic plates are shifting under our feet. B seems to be fine. The tectonic plates are shifting under our feet. So this is a metaphorical sentence. It's not like tectonic plates are actually shifting here. Basically, we want to say that some major changes happening, some disturbances are happening, right? Okay. So if B is fine, in that case, this is also eliminated, isn't it? Now let's see. The fault lines run the issues of trade. What are fault lines? Fault lines. Cracks. These are fault lines. Okay. So the cracks run. Are the cracks running the issues of trade? Or are the cracks running along the issues of trade? When we talk about fault lines running, okay, we say along the issues of trade. The fault lines run along the issues of trade. So C had an error. So now this is also eliminated. Okay, immigration and relations with developing countries. Along the issues of trade, immigration and relations with developing countries. D seems to be fine. Yes. I don't see any error. So this is eliminated then and the option D is our answer. Okay. I hope this makes sense. A and C are erroneous. Run along. Aditya, run along is better. Run on the issues of trade. That would mean as if the issues of trade are a surface and fault lines are running on them. No. Basically, run along means side by side. That's the idea. Along, side by side. So that's why C is better. Along is better as compared to on. So I hope A and C, it's clear. Okay. Now, there are some queries. Yes, Sanket. I told this yesterday as well. Some construction work is going on, yes, in the neighborhood. I can't even stop it. Now, Vaibhav is asking if in were present in option B, then which will be correct? I think you're talking about the previous question. If in were present here. Okay. In that case, it would be a difficult choice. it would be a difficult choice, okay, because there is no error here as well. No, see, as per my watch, this is the time, and the standard expression is by my watch. Nothing beats that. As per is not wrong. I can't call it wrong. So then it would be a difficult choice. That's why there wasn't an in there, right? Okay, then any query, and oh, okay, Priyanka has this query that how come are we putting a comma and together? Comma and together. Can we not do this? Put a comma and together? We can. Okay, let's see how. So this comma is called an Oxford comma. It's called an Oxford comma. So this is the comma before the last element of a series. A comma before the last element of a series along with an and is called an Oxford comma. Even if I delete it, my sentence would be perfectly grammatically fine. Okay, no errors, right? But putting it is also not incorrect. It adds clarity to my sentence, right? So basically it helps avoid some confusions. What kind of confusions? Let's see. If let's say I write this sentence, I like my parents, Humpty Dumpty and Lady Gaga, right? So some of you would understand, okay, I like these three sets of people, my parents, Humpty Dumpty and Lady Gaga. But some of you might think, oh, her parents are Humpty Dumpty and Lady Gaga. I like my parents, and you might think I have just named them Humpty Dumpty and Lady Gaga. So to avoid such confusions, some grammarians suggest that you should put a comma before the last element of a series. It has not yet become a part of standard British English. It's just a stylistic device. Choice है आपकी. आपको लगाना है आप लगा सकते हो, नहीं लगाना मत लगाओ. Right? It just adds excess clarity. Okay. Figures of speech in CET. I haven't seen questions in CET. I've seen questions in SNAP and IIFT. Okay. So according to the past year papers, no. Whether they'll come this year or not, I can't say. Okay, if they follow the same format, no, unlikely. Fault lines are cracks. Okay, punctuation error, I think I've clarified that. Akash, now is it clear? When should we put this comma? Joining two sentences, okay. Yes, Deepthi, you are also correct. Relation instead of relations. No, relations is fine, no? Relations with developing countries. So we say this, no, our relations with let's say Nepal are not very strong at the moment. Relations, not relation. When we talk about trade relations, international relations, it's plural usually. Okay. If a question has comma and, it's not wrong. No, it's not wrong. Comma and together are not wrong. Okay, let me give you one more case. Just a second, let me delete this ink first. So, Deepthi raised a point here that when I'm trying to join two sentences, then also I should use a comma and. Okay, fair enough. So, here what she's talking about are these conjunctions. These are called coordinate conjunctions. This is an acronym for coordinate conjunctions. Now, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Whenever you have to join two sentences, you simply can't join them using a comma. That can't happen. A comma is not that strong. Okay, you have to use a comma plus one of these conjunctions. A comma plus one of these conjunctions. So I have given this example multiple times. I saw a movie yesterday. Now I want to join it with another idea. And it was interesting. So comma plus and. Comma plus and. Without either of these, this would be an incorrect sentence. If let's say the movie was not interesting, then but it was not interesting. Okay. So this is how you place comma and. I hope This is clear to everybody. Here without either of these it would become incorrect. यहाँ पर दोनों required है, remember that. Okay, ठीक है. So I hope I have clarified this. Also one more thing. If I say I like tea and coffee, I like tea and coffee. Here you won't put a comma. Here you won't put a comma. Okay, 2 elements only. No, it's very clear. Required ही नहीं है यहाँ पर. Okay, no confusions as such. So I like tea and coffee. Okay. All right. Now, coming to the next question, you have to find the correct sentence again here. So see, if there are any preposition related errors, spot the differences, you'll get it. What do you say? Thank you, Preeti. 1, 5. Four, all right. 3 also. Okay, pretty much everything. Nobody says 2. So you think 2 is definitely correct, definitely incorrect. Okay, chalo dekhte hain. Since I am the one, see here since has 2 meanings, right? When we give the reason for something, we start with a since. Yes? So in that sense, it's a conjunction. But when I say I have been teaching since 1991, if I say that, then in that case, since is a preposition when I mention it before a time point. Okay, so here it starts with the conjunction since. Since I am the one who has been training her, it should be since January. Should be since January because January currently has been treated as a point of time. Since January. Okay, a point of time. Had I said for 4 months, then it would be fine because now I am looking at a duration, 4 months. So since January, I should get credit. Now here I'll use for. I should get credit for all the 6 months. So I wanted to tell you the difference between since and for and the 2 types of usage of since. Since for a time point, for a time period. Okay. Time point, time period. That's the difference. So since I am the one who has been training her since January, I should get credit for all the 6 months. 1 is absolutely fine. So some of you said 5. As I am training her since January, tenses. Last class only we've done tenses, no? So I told you that whenever we use since and for, what is needed? Perfect continuous. Perfect continuous. Ye to simple continuous hai na? I need perfect continuous here. This is a common error. Again, I told you last time also, this is a common error that I've seen people making. I have been. Okay. Then let's look at 2. Since January, since all the 6 months. This is incorrect. Okay. 3. 4 is fine. For the month of January. Okay. For the month of January. But, okay, is this correct? For the month of January? Question. Yes. For the month of January is correct? Yes, because now I am looking at it as a duration for the entire month, for the month of January. So you'll not say since the month of January, for the month of January, okay? Since is fine, okay, for is fine, this for is also fine, then why is it incorrect? Again, tenses. So I combined tenses and prepositions here just to see how much you remember. Okay, I'm so sorry, ये तो fine है, tenses का error नहीं है. I am the one who has been training. हाँ ठीक है, I am the one who has been training her for the month of January. I should get credit for all 6 months. For all the 6 months. एक minute. Okay, 3 and 1. 2 is eliminated. 4 it says who has been training since. ठीक है, बाकी सब eliminate हो गए between 1 and 3. For the month of January, since the month of, oh, it's a particular month. Okay, it should be since only. ठीक है, my bad. I got confused for a minute. It should be since only. Since the month of January, it's a particular month. आप उसको अभी भी point की तरह ही देख रहे हो. ठीक है, so since ही आना चाहिए. For all the 6 months. Oh yes, there is a logical error also there, Rishabh. Absolutely, there is a logical error. This is logically incorrect, no? Logically incorrect. ठीक है, मैं question बना के खुद ही भूल गई. Right. So there's a logical error here because if you've been training her just for 1 month, then why should you get credit for all the 6 months? Right? Yes. 3 is incorrect. Okay? Makes sense? Why 1 is the answer? I hope it is clear to you. Just some more questions left. We are approaching the end of the session. Since and for the time, the difference is clear to you? Okay. Then let's look at this. You have to find out the erroneous highlighted term. The erroneous highlighted term. This is easy, not a difficult question. Okay. Some of you say A. What else? D. Okay. Okay, A again. D. Confused between A and D, are you? D, all right. Let's see. So, beside versus besides. Both are prepositions, okay? Beside versus besides. So, beside means by the side of. Basically, next to. By the side of, next to. Besides means in addition to. In addition to. Okay. So, let's say besides pizza, I ordered garlic bread. So, in addition to pizza, I ordered garlic bread. That's what besides means. So, besides her, apart from her. Besides also means apart from. Besides also means apart from. So, you can actually use these three interchangeably. In addition, interchangeably to nahi hoga, haan. But whenever you look at their meanings, no, when you look at the meaning of apart from, you'll get besides and in addition to. Whenever you open the dictionary and look at the meaning of in addition to, you'll find these as the synonyms. Okay, so that way I meant that these are synonyms, but not substitutable completely. Synonyms are not exact substitutes. Okay, so apart from her, no one thought that I was smart. So besides her, no one thought that I was smart. So I chose to sit beside her, next to her. Okay, as I kept my bag on her desk, she was beside herself with happiness. This is fine. Okay, this is an idiom. To be beside yourself, you can be beside yourself with with any emotion. Happiness, anger. Basically, you are overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. Right? That's the meaning. I hope this makes sense. So, what should be our answer? Both A and B. Both A and B. D Delhi. D Delhi. Good, Deepti, Akash, all of you who have marked D. Good that you were able to at least narrow down to D and E, right? Okay, let's look at this one. You have to find the correct sentence. Let's see who gives me the correct answer the most quickly. Yes. Fastest fingers first. Hi, Swagnik. So I've got D already. We'll see if it's correct or not. Jaldi jaldi batao, what has happened? Okay, D again. Only one. Okay. Only three. All right. Only two. Okay. So Priyanka wins here. The answer is only two. Okay, good Priyanka. And yes, so far Lionheart is also correct. Okay, so this was fine. These two weren't. Till is used for time. Till is always used for time. Till 8 o'clock. Okay, not for distance. Here he walked to the end of the street. He walked to the end of the street, not till the end of the street. Right? Then abided. Now I told you that prepositions follow conventions. So there are certain verbs that are followed by some specific prepositions, like abide by the rules, abide by these rules, averse to the idea. When you dislike an idea, you would say I am averse to this idea. Okay, averse to, abide by, right? So this is again a standard expression. You abide by some rules or you don't abide by them, your choice. So 1 and 3 are erroneous. 2 is fine. Some of you might have thought that it should be on time and not in time. See, both are correct. It depends on the context. What is the difference? When I say on time, that means whenever something was, so for instance, the meeting started on time. The meeting started on time at the exact time when it was scheduled. So that is the meaning of on time. Okay, so if I say the meeting ended just in time for me to start another one. The meeting ended just in time for me to start another one. That means, let's say just before a deadline or just before, let's say, basically at the threshold. So if she does not submit her project before the deadline in time, there will be consequences. So that's the difference between on time and in time. I hope this is clear. Okay, in time is correct here. When I specifically talk about a deadline or we say this in the nick of time, even this is an idiom, in the nick of time. That means at the very last minute. Yes, so in time is fine. Okay. All right, so these were some of your questions for today. Okay, we learned about beside, besides, among, between, in, on, at, the difference between by and on when we talk about vehicles. Okay, when do we use, let's say, along, the fault lines ran along the issues of trade, since, for, etc, etc. So this is, I think, a good way to learn prepositions through questions. If you want to practice more, then Renan Martin has some good pool of questions regarding prepositions, so you can check that out. Okay, tomorrow at 12 we'll have a quiz. We've had 5 grammar sessions, 5 different topics. Okay, plus along with these there are some common grammatical errors that I think students make, so those I'll be covering in this quiz, and you will be strictly timed 25 seconds per question. Okay, so a strict timer will run, you will be timed, and there will be a quiz tomorrow at 12. See you all. Okay, today I'll see you at 5:30. If you found value in the session, do like it. Okay, do subscribe to our channel, and yes, comment anything that you haven't understood, anything that you would like me to add in the comment section. Okay. All right, this you already know. So we have assigned playlists for each and every subject, each and every exam. So just click the description box, you'll find those playlists. And these are our batch details. So 13th August, we've launched a batch for CAT 2021. Okay, now in case you wish to join, then I think it's high time that you should join this batch, right? 2022, in case you're targeting next year, then this is the batch for you. Right now, we've been doing a lot of foundational sessions so as to prepare the students' base. Okay. In case non-CAT exams are your focus, then this is the batch for you, batch 3. If you take the super subscription, you get access to both CAT as well as non-CAT exams. So there's nothing more comprehensive than this. This is our list of experts. I think you know all of us. And these are our super subscription plans. Here are the details. Okay, particularly I find this point to be important, that you get mentoring for GDPI. And yes, this weekend there's a CAT mock. Okay, All India free live mega mock challenge. When we say all India, that means students all over India would be taking it. So the percentile that you get, it's basically in comparison with all the students who are currently serious about CAT in India, right? And who are taking the mock, definitely. So 28th August to 30th August, it goes live at 12 p.m. on 28th. Do take this mock, do analyze it. Okay. 5:30, yes, all the sessions that I talk about, they are free sessions. The 5:30 session is free on the Gradeup app. Okay, and yes, do join us on Telegram so that whenever we get an MAHCET exam date update, we'll post it there. Okay, all right. I hope you like the session. Bye. See you tomorrow. Welcome.